are you ready? And graders, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, first my sign code is I'm going to refute and then I'm going to extend my case. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Solvency takeout takes too long. The length of time to take out takes out the impacted contact. People lose interest. Folger, January 2011. Years would pass before astronomers or cryptographers would begin to attempt to decipher a message from the stars. So whereas the first contact with another intelligence would in itself be one of the most important scientific discoveries of all time, the lack of any further knowledge about the nature of the alien intelligence will limit the immediate cultural impact. Our collective attention span will inevitably move on while scientists sought to translate the message. For the space debris, NASA is already tracking space debris. Eugene, August 21, 2009. Optical telescope and radar are tools used to obtain a more complete picture of the orbital space environment. Each of these tools sees a somewhat different debris environment. This shows that NASA is already tracking it, so there's no need for setting ATA to track for it. And now I'll continue my case. Global warming answers harms. Global warming is a false alarm. Earth will be habitable for billions of years before sun can destroy it. Kane, February 13, 2009. Earth will last another 7.5 billion years or so, when the sun becomes a red giant and probably destroying the Earth. That's because the energy output coming the sun is gradually increasing, not enough to change the climate in our lifetimes, or even millions of years, but in the span of hundreds of millions of years, things are going to heat up. This evidence is important because it shows that global warming is just a false alarm. Now I'm going to answer solvency. Colonization is technologically infeasible. Colonization is technically infeasible. American Institute of Physics, February 2003. Space colonization must have low water, low pesticide plant growth, and waste and water purity control. A technological revolution is needed. While previous short-duration human space programs have depended on open-loop stack support system, space colonization cannot. This evidence is important because it shows that colonization is infeasible. The direct imaging method can be used to find Earth-like planets. Doyle, February 7, 2002. Everyone would like to see an image of an extrasolar planet. Direct imaging of an extrasolar planet then is highly desirable because one can separate the light from the star and planet. To distinguish Jupiter from the Sun at the distance of Alpha Centauri will require at least a 40-meter telescope. So what can be done? There are plans for 2 missions within the next decade. The Stellar Interferometry mission and the Terrestrial Planet Finder. These missions propose using interferometry to very accurately measure the position of the stars and find planets around them. They plan to fly multiple telescopes at different distances and, like a pair of binoculars, combine the light incident of each telescope to synthesize an equivalent aperture to the similar. This evidence is important because it shows that other planets are impossible to colonize and therefore the technology isn't ready and isn't feasible. Only manual removables. Oh, this one's already answered. And laser tracking will solve space debris. Mercer, July 24. Solving space debris. Laser tracking technology will solve space debris. Australian researchers say that they have developed a laser tracking system that will stop chunks of space debris colliding with spacecraft and satellites in the Earth orbit. An estimated 500,000 pieces of space debris litter the Earth's orbit as a result of man's exploration of space. An Australian company has received a $3.5 million government grant to develop the world's first automated high-precision laser tracking technology. It will replace existing radar networks that currently monitor that part of space. The goal is to track small objects. For this reason, we urge you to